Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the CQ. CQ. Oftentimes on a Tuesday, that's what we do. CQ. The old Morse code. Hey, please pay attention because we'd like to talk to you. We'd like to talk to anybody, but we'd especially like to talk to you. The program is Interesting Ideas. My name is Stan Houston, and I'm back. I took about 4 or 5 days off to go to a family reunion. And you know what? It turned out just great. It was a rather unique reunion, but it turned out that when oftentimes we wonder how those things are going to go, this one turned out to be very, very special, and maybe sometime I'll talk about just what made it special as kind of a cautionary influence as to what you might do when you have a family reunion planned. And we, on the other side of the family, this one was on my side of the family, and on the other side, my dear wife Karen's family, again, a wonderful family. We're going to do that in September. On the outer banks of this wonderful place called North Carolina. And I look forward to that, and I learned some good things about how to make it a good reunion. However, we're back. Interesting ideas. Now, generally, I've said it's for our changing world. And I'd like to take a little break from that and not necessarily talk about our world. Let's talk about us. As I said on Friday, I've made some decisions about trying to grow a bigger and better brain. And if you do that, according to my good new mentor, Dr. Daniel Amen, that if you do a good brain, perhaps your body will begin to take care of itself. And of course, at whatever age and stage, and particularly at my age and stage, a better brain and a better body would be more than useful. It would be something very desirable. So that's how we're going to carry on today. And I'm going to do a little what I call radio curating today. And that means I'm going to take somebody else's idea and share it with you. You know, you can't always come up with your own good ideas, but make sure that you're always looking for good ideas from other people, and then with full attribution and gracious thanks, use them yourself and share them with you. So a little bit of that today. Hey, how we can begin to make this ending of 23 maybe just a little bit better for you and me. And that's the program, and it begins right now. And here we go. And due thanks to Mr. Tim Denning. He's a podcaster, online. He does more online courses where I first encountered him when I was doing a lot more of that. And we're kind of putting that back into our deal again, but he also does it. And he came up with an article in Medium magazine, which I encourage all of you to subscribe to. And again, I'll encourage you to begin writing for. And he wrote 12 ideas you can steal to make the next 6 months a period of enormous growth, by Tim Denning, and it's called The Mind Cafe. The Mind Cafe. So here, I'm not going to do 12, but I thought 4 would be kind of fun. So with due regard and full gratitude and gracious attribution to Mr. Tim Denning, and you can Google him, search him. He'll show up in a variety of places because he's done a lot of good things. But let me just kind of bring 4 of them to the forefront today. We're going to do less ideas about changing our world because we can't do very much. It's kind of a mess. The political situations continue to take up time and energy and emotion, and we just should perhaps cash out of that and use that time, energy, and emotion to better our lives, because the political situation is not going to do anything to make our lives better, at least for now. So here we go. Here's what Tim said. Number one, chase nostalgia. Chase nostalgia. He says this: there are so many paths in life. There are millions of different combinations of decisions you can make. That's why I use nostalgia as a way to refine decisions. I ask myself, will this decision create nostalgia? It's a great mental model. The challenge is some of the best nostalgic moments and memories can be unpredictable, like how the most boring activities can lead to memories that last a lifetime. So he's saying what is actually very true. He said, okay, a nostalgia is a good memory from something you've experienced in the past. Remember that. Now think about that. A lot of us are, particularly at our age and stage, we're nostalgia freaks. Go back and say, what were some of the things that in my past created a really good long-term memory. And now he says, and by the way, this is good marketing, particularly for people like me and many of you, is can you help people experience a little bit of good memories that they can carry forward? Think about that now and what you do. He said, when your life is almost over, you won't remember how much money you made or all of the stupid job titles you held. You'll remember nostalgia. So why don't you optimize for it? Be doing things that you know will create a nostalgia. Maybe for you and maybe even for others. And one of the things I'm encouraging many of you to do, and I'll do it again, is if you do have a lot of life experiences, many of your life experiences can be shared, and it will help other people create of some of their own nostalgic memories and moments, and they are grateful for that. Many of the better television shows, and you can start choosing them as you perhaps have experienced them, remember, they are ones that create nostalgia. And of course, the streaming world is now full of all kinds of radio and television programs that simply, from old and past times, create just a nostalgic moment. So Tim says, hey, chase nostalgia. All right? Now, he says, do less planning and more experimenting. Usually we say, well, I'm going to plan this out, and when I have it very well planned out, and I know each and every one of the steps, then I'll move ahead. And his point is, that's a good plan. However, maybe you should do an experiment from time to time. And oftentimes I actually encourage people to think of that. Experiments never fail in the sense that you learn something. Something happened. You may be poorer. You may be a little more hurt and a little more sore. But, you learn something. And so they never fail. And Basically, the great innovations and the great ideas did not come because somebody created something from a plan. It's because somebody discovered something in an experiment. So I would ask you from that point of view, what would it mean going forward in the next 6 months that you say, I think I'll start experimenting in something. That book, start experimenting. All right? Just think about that. Start experimenting. Okay, there we go. And I hope that has been helpful on this Tuesday. We'll take just a short break and then we'll finish up with 2 more ways that, here we go, ways that you can start living better now. That's what this program is going to spend some time doing. Trying to discover and share ways that you can begin things and start doing things and engage in next projects, that will help you to live better starting now. I'm Stan Houston. The program is Interesting Ideas. We'll be right back. Hey, here we go. Chase nostalgia. Thank you, Tim. Absolutely. Less planning, more experimenting. Okay? Rest as hard as you work. I really like this. What we are discovering more and more. And of course, look at the ads that you see. Tablets and drugs to help people get better sleep. Essentially, here's the point. Rest as hard as you work. Now, most of you work very hard, and you're pretty intentional about it, and you're perhaps pretty well organized about it. Why don't you do the same thing about rest? You show up to work on time. Show up for sleep on time. Do the things that will help you sleep better. What is significantly true is most people who are, I can get by on 4 or 5, 6 hours of sleep. Sometimes you can. Sometimes, but not all the times. We need, particularly when we're younger and when we're older, we need more sleep. One of the most, he said to me, Stan, hey, one of the great advantages of having my own corner office. And I said, well, it's very nice, a nice view. He says, no, I'll tell you what's nice about it. He points to the sofa. He says, I have the privilege of closing my door and telling my associate that I won't take any calls for 30 minutes. And guess what I do? I take a nap. And I'm pretty good at it. And I have gotten to the point where, I can actually nap for 20 to 30 minutes and kind of a mid-afternoon, early afternoon, and I feel good. I feel good. Well, rest as hard as you work. Be that intentional about it. Even to the point of what you eat and what you drink after 6 o'clock. Even what you do. Perhaps you should not watch scary movies or get into emotionally disturbing news and programs. Be ready, and get ready, And also, perhaps what you've done is you've given your body a stretch or two with some exercise that you do every day, that you really are as serious about getting rest as you are about doing your work. That's great advice, and I think you know it. Well, why don't you figure out how you're going to do it? Here was the last piece of advice. Like I said, he had 12, and again, I gave you the title Tim Denning, all right? So you can look it up in Medium Magazine, 12 Ideas You Can Steal. See, what he said is, I stole them from other people, and now you can steal them from me. Because, as he said, that's what it's about, sharing other people's ideas. You don't have to be original. You just have to be looking for other good ideas. He said, stop hiding. And what he means by this is he obviously reflects those same stories that a number of us heard when people who are in their passing days, they begin to share some of the regrets they've had, as someone said, in your passing times, you don't want to be remembered because you worked hard and made a lot of money. Most people won't care. Or that you spent more, you had more billable hours at the office. That won't perhaps what you want to talk about. He said, find ways where you can truly come out of the dark and into the light. Find ways to express yourself, to share and show, and live more fully you. Stop worrying about what other people think. As one of my mentors said, don't worry about what people might think of you, because I guarantee you most of them are not even thinking of you, and they never will. So don't worry. Be more fully what you are and what you love. And of course, you know where this might go. I say, hey, you have something inside of you that's real and important. Every last one of you has stories to tell that would be helpful and useful to somebody else. And some of you have wisdom and some insight and truth. Some of you have stars and scars that you can share that would be helpful and useful not only to them, but to you in the sharing of it. You will never figure out until you begin to do it how much better your life can be when you learn to come out of the shadows, come out of the dark, walk more into the light, and have the courage to learn how to self-express yourself, how to live more fully faithful to who you are and what you are. As my friend Tim says, stop hiding. I'm Stan Hughes, and the program is Interesting Ideas, and we're done for a Tuesday, and we'll be right back. We can help you. Witradio.net. Find out, at least podcasting. It's going and growing, and most of the people, I would say almost all of the people involved in it are not professional broadcasters. Some are, like me, but most people, and of course that's my mission, is to help people learn how to have the confidence, the courage, and then have the confidence because they have some skills and some teaching and some learning, and they have a coach. So they know that they can do a pretty good program and not only enjoy it, but perhaps have greater exposure, perhaps build their business. And as someone said, it's helped me to make more money. And I don't know if many people are opposed to that. no matter where you are. Hey, reach out to me, stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com. It's August 23. Let's make it a good one. We've got time, whatever has happened this year, to redeem it and change it and make it good for me and thee. Till next time, interesting ideas. We'll be back. And in the meantime, best and blessings, and may perhaps a small miracle come your way. Bye for now.